missing out on something. Just keep waiting. That's what they all said. Just sit back for it to end. That's not who I am. Waiting, doing nothing. You know me by now. I'm not the same as the rest. I'm no Superman. You should pick someone else, since I am dangerous. I am too dangerous. You know that I am dangerous. You know very well that I am dangerous. Slipping, my hands stayed red. Just let them bleed. That's what they all said. Just sit back for it to end. That's not who I am. Waiting, doing nothing. You know me by now. I'm not the same as the rest. I'm no Superman. You should pick someone else, since I am dangerous. I am too dangerous. You know that I am dangerous. You know very well that I am dangerous.
Everyone, I didn't even have it on. How's everyone's night going? I wish you guys have all had a good Thursday. It's almost Friday. You got 44K points. um, anyways, today I have a special guest that is going to be helping me out with our today's podcast. It's going to be about Chupacabras, Wendigos, Hellhounds. And there's only one person that I could bring along with on this ride. And and yes, she is a sexy special guest. And I'm going to introduce her right now. Well, hello there, Stevie. Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh,
Oh, there you are. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Do you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Um, Not much to know. I'm another mama that likes to play video games.
Yes, yes. It is Italian, Stevie. Big inside joke.
Italian.
So last
Oh,
night we were playing video games, and our friend Mad Nines was in the Discord, and he said, um, Dave said Natalia and Stevie, but Mad Nines thought he said Italian Stevie. So it's been a thing going forward. Oh, yes. I know. A little weird. But yeah, that's how we are.
fun, funny story though. I've actually been asked in the past if I'm Italian or not.
Are you?
No.
It's because you're dark complexion. You have like a darker skin tone to you. That's probably why it is. Okay. You ready to get started? Are you? Oh.
Um, I'm sorry, it was echoing, so like I heard the ready get started later. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know why. I don't know if it's me or not. Okay, well
I don't know.
we're gonna start off. So we're gonna talk about first the chupacabra. Are you hearing me echo for some reason?
Yeah, I'm hearing both of us. Like I'm hearing the stream in my headphones and you talk.
That's weird. Do you have it pulled up on the computer?
How do I mute the stream?
You'll have to. I don't know what browser you're on. You're gonna have to ask
Oh, I
Dave.
figured it out.
Okay.
Yep,
That's
sorry.
probably why you're getting a
My
little bit of a
bad.
lag.
First time streamer.
Well, hello there, Dark Maven. How are you doing? So, our first section of today is the Chupacabra. What do you know about it, Stevie? I know that you know a
Um,
lot.
I know it's pretty creepy, but it's like one of my favorite mythical creatures slash I don't know if it's really a mythical considering I think it's real, but
Yeah.
it's like a vampire dog pretty much
Hmm.
where it hunts down any kind of live prey, mostly farm animals, but it tends to just suck their blood and leave the bodies behind.
Yeah.
And it's been sighted mostly in like Mexico, and there's been a lot of sightings in Texas, which is where I live. But
That's why you like it so much, right?
yeah.
You're like, oh, I gotta watch out for this because I need to learn more about it because if I don't, what if I come across one? It's
Yeah,
mostly southern Texas, though, right? Or is it all
yeah,
over?
I think it's mostly southern. I don't think there's been any up in like the northern areas yet.
Yeah. Well, it could always move. You never
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
So, in Latin America, it's super popular. Um, Aw, he's saying hi, mom. Close
Yeah.
to the border. Yeah, close to the border. That's what I've heard too. But in Latin America, this is super popular legend. It's of creatures that are attacking animals and consuming their blood, just like Stevie said. And it's called the chupacabra. It's driven from the Spanish word chupar, which means suck, and cabra, that means goat. So technically, it's a goat sucker.
But it's been known to also eat chickens and other livestock too.
Yes. So what I'm gonna say is I'm assuming that one of the first sightings ever was having to do with a goat. So that's why they called it goat sucker. Sucker goat. uh,
Maybe.
if you want to call it
It's a
sucker
goat
goat, you
vampire.
can. Go right ahead, Dave. I think I'll call it a goat sucker.
It's a goat vampire.
Yeah, that would have been a better
Would def-
terminology for it. But of course, they don't. I don't know. I would love to. That's a show that you need to do with me as vampires, because that would be really cool to go back and see how all that.
Oh, I could tie all kinds of stuff into that.
Yeah.
I'm really big
Yes
into
and no,
mythical
Dark
paranormal.
Maven. So yes, I don't think it's necessarily this specific animal that is being blamed for killing cows, because cows are a lot bigger than they are. Um, but they have the same type of killing method, if that makes sense, where they suck all the blood out of the animal itself. Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate you, Dave. Yeah, tell us what you think. So, even though similar stories date back, several decades, major waves of allegations of the Chupacabra sightings necessarily came from Puerto Rico farmers in the late 1980s and early 1900s. Oh my goodness, 1990s, and people across the United States and Latin America tell tales of the Chupacabra. You do believe in aliens. Well, get this. This is the next thing we're going to be talking about. So, it is said that some consider the Chupacabra a pet animal of aliens. So, who knows? Maybe that is why. Maybe that is why they're kind of creepy, because they came down with the aliens at one point. Others think that it could be a result of a NASA experiment gone wrong, of course. And then
Mars dog.
Yeah. And then other conspiracy theories think that it could be sourced by an animal that has HIV or AIDS.
I don't think that was it.
I don't think so either. Because let's be honest, humans could get HIV and AIDS, and they don't look like this at all. So
I've never heard of an animal getting AIDS or HIV.
I don't think I have
rabies.
either. I mean, besides the monkeys, I know that monkeys have had them, but they're very similar to us. So the above picture looks like a coyote with mange. Frankly, that is very true. A lot of people do think that it is a manged coyote. But we'll get into more of that in a little while. So descriptions of the Chupacabra vary from different locations. So some say that it walks on two legs, like the first picture here, and has, spikes and stuff like that. While others say that it walks on four legs and has lizard-like skin, while others claim that it has fur. Some say that it has a pronounced backbone, while others say that the sharp spines. It's either or. So these people are going back and forth depending on the area that they lived in. Regardless of the different descriptions, it's mostly said that they have red eyes or large fangs. And that's one of the reasons why some of these, I believe, aren't manged coyotes, because the fact of their teeth. Their teeth are very different than the coyotes. They have fangs that come out, up, and down. So it's like the way that... Have you seen those, Stevie?
Yeah, but when they were talking about like the killings, it usually just... I don't know exactly how it works, but it usually leaves 3 puncture holes, like where they suck the blood out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they've got... I don't know if it's just the 2 on the top enter, and maybe it's like the vampire bet where they use their tongue that makes another hole or a sore, but I'm not exactly sure how that works.
Yeah. The animal attacks that do happen, it's weird, because I've heard, doing the research that I did, heard several different occasions where it's been the 3 puncture holes, like you were talking about, or it's been the hole itself, but in 3 different areas, like kind of like a triangle. So
yeah,
there's a wasp known a killer cow as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now, it isn't also known as the Jersey Devil up north. I don't know, to be honest. Have you heard of the Jersey Devil?
I've heard of it, but I'm not sure if it's the same thing or not.
Or if it's kind of like under the same category of a Chupacabra. It looks like an alien from Lilo and Stitch. Yes, it does.
Speaking of aliens, maybe that's why it leaves the 3 holes like a triangle. Maybe it's just leaving its mark.
Yeah, maybe it is, a pet of an alien. Because it's, let's be honest, we're not the only species here. Hello there. How are you doing today, Mom? I don't think we're the only species in the universe. And I'm sure we're not the only species that has animals. So, definitely crazy. Anyways, let's keep on going. The next scene, I'm going to be showing a picture. Are you ready, Stevie?
Yeah, sorry. I was looking up Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
It describes the Jersey Devil as more of like a kangaroo-like creature with the face of a horse and the head of a dog. Bat-like wings, horns, and a tail.
Some do say that the Chupacabra kind of jumps like a kangaroo. So the people that have come across the Chupacabra in their specific areas of where they live, some sightings have said to be on their hind legs and jump like a kangaroo. So yeah, it's very similar to that. Hey MK, how's it going? Thank you for the slothy octopus. That's pretty funny.
I've never seen that one.
That's something else altogether. That's another show, LOL. That can be another show. That's, and it's funny because, like I said, it could be like a cousin or very close to the Chupacabra. Let's be honest.
It's a hybrid.
Yes, different things mate. Like, you see it all the time in dogs. Dogs make different, what do they call them? Mutts?
Breeds? Yeah. Well, there's you've heard of people that are creating new species. Like, there was a sheep that was producing spider webs that they were trying to get, because the spider web is one of the strongest materials. So they were trying to genetically change or alter the DNA in sheep to get them to produce spider webs.
Ugh. I did not hear that. Oh my. Stevie, you're creepy and crazy like I am. You like the creepy and crazy shit.
Well, you see when I get bored.
You thought it was like the difference between Sasquatch, Yeti, and Bigfoot. Yeah, like I believe that they're like all kind of related in some way.
I think the Yetis are more in the cold area though, and Sasquatch is like a more hairy version of Bigfoot.
Yep.
But pretty much the same thing.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay, so the first video that we're gonna watch kind of describes. I think this one is the Chupacabra, one of the Chupacabra sightings. I have a couple different videos we're gonna be sharing today, and this one is actually in Texas. How funny, Stevie! Let's go ahead and watch this.
There's a strange beast stalking Texas, and our mission is to separate fact from fantasy.
Just in this now.
First stop, a family in Willis, whose grandmother got the shock of her life in the pool in the backyard.
She looked over from this side, over the fence, and what we saw we had never seen before. We have heard the stories of the Chupacabra on TV before, seen pictures, and people claim it's a coyote with mange. But the thing with this one is it looked very healthy. If it was totally hairless from mange, you would think that it would be kind of cut and scratched or the skin would be inflamed. It was none of that.
On the list of the world's most legendary beasts, the Chupacabra is right up there with the Yeti and the Loch Ness Monster.
A vampire dog. Its name translates as
how long
goat
that nose
sucker,
was.
and is rumored to have drained blood from goat herds in Mexico. Could our mystery canine be the myth made real?
Over a period of more than 6 months, Denise was able to shoot some tantalizing video footage.
And there he is.
And it's definitely weird looking.
I don't know. That one kind of looks like a dog to me.
With more rounded ears than a coyote, a straggly rat's tail, and the only evidence of normal hair
don't
is
know.
running along the ridge of its back. Could this be our Chupacabra?
That is not a coyote. This rounded.
I don't know.
teddy
If it's a
bear-looking
bloodsucker, why is it chewing on
We
leaves?
see a flash
Exactly,
of
and dogs do that.
blue. And another one.
I mean, I don't know.
And
Maybe if Chupacabra's tummies get
Is it
upset, they
simply a
might
trick
chew
of
on
the
something.
evening light?
Yeah,
Or
maybe
our
because
first
there
glimpse
are
of the
like
telltale blue eyes of
descent
the
from-
Chupacabra.
So if it's not a
I mean,
mangy
because
coyote,
it does.
what do you think it is?
It does look. It's hard
Really
to tell
don't
on that
know.
one. Like it
I
looks
know-
like a
I'm pretty
Chupacabra,
sure it's
but
a
it also
canine,
is like.
but I just
It's hard to
think
tell the
it's
outlines and the
something
details.
different.
Yeah.
Dan is not sure this is a Chupacabra as he and Lauren begin looking for clues. To find proof this is a new type of animal, we have a major challenge on our hands.
I'll be
We know
impressed
we're
if
looking
anybody
for
ever
something
captures
that's
one
very
alive.
real. But what
Yeah.
is it? A coyote with mange? A
That'll be the
crossbreed?
new zoo
An
animal.
undiscovered species?
Or could it really be the legendary Chupacabra?
You might have seen videos like
I don't
this
know.
before.
I don't necessarily think that was much of anything. What do you think?
No.
I don't think. I think that could have very well have been coyotes. I don't know because coyotes with mange have sores and stuff all over their skin, and yes, that one didn't really have sores and stuff all over its skin, but again, it was dark, so you really couldn't have to really tell.
I mean, like if you were able to pet it, maybe you'd be able to feel like the scabs or something. But
severe mange, they lose all of their hair and the skin becomes black and discolored. Yeah. And the funny thing is that coyote skin is dark underneath their hair. So your husband said that he is that you are the most random shit knower that he knows, and he says that you're afraid of crocs and gators in Florida, but you like watching this shit. Yeah, no hair, no sores, just black tough skin. Exactly. So there are certain cases where I've seen some with no hair at all, and we'll kind of get into that, and it's crazy. I think some of it could be a crossbreed between something, maybe an animal such as a coyote ended up, having incest relations with one of like their father or their brother or something like that, and then it came out looking weird, and then not having. That's very. But who knows? Like, let's keep it going. So
yeah,
animals that have been found with circular, small holes about 1/4 to 1/2 inches in diameter in a triangle fashion. So this is what we were talking about before. Their wounds are going like in a triangle. It could also mean what you were talking about, where the puncture wounds were circle and like that. Now, if the holes are that big, I don't think it's from fangs or anything like that.
I mean, it could start off as a fang, but if the tooth gets wider and wider, the deeper it goes, it could
very
still
true.
create a hole that big.
That is very true. Very true. But a qualified veterinarian named Dr. Carlos Soto verified that the wounds have a regular pattern in most cases, and the hole penetrates through the right jawbone into the neck, muscle, and tissue straight up to the brain. So there has been cases where the way that it hits or the way that it grabs the prey, it's actually going upwards into the animal's brain. The only thing that gets me is that if this was a coyote that was doing some of this, why is there no blood at all?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm like, I don't think it's just a regular animal. I think and there's something weird going on, like where if there's no blood on the ground, like it doesn't even make a mess when it bites down. Like it doesn't look like there's a struggle or anything either ever. Like they're always perfect holes. Have you noticed that?
Now there has been cases where I've done a lot of research on this, and I'm sure you have as well, where there has been cases where they think that it's a chupacabra and there is blood like around the animal, but not in all cases. I think those cases are more leaning towards like the coyote aspect of this than a chupacabra. What do you think?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a toss up. I mean, it can go either way. I'm still stuck on. I was thinking maybe there might be more blood, but maybe it's just leaking up every bit of it because it's just starving.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
So I mean, like if there is any that like leaks out, maybe it licks it all up. Like vampire bats do the same thing. They'll sit there and just keep licking it up until it's done for, and it just leaves little sores.
Yeah, and I do know that there are certain diseases that occur that make you super, super hungry. Maybe it has
all the time.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it has one of these diseases where it doesn't know when to stop eating.
Can an animal be anorexic? Like where, or not anorexic? That's not the right word I'm looking for.
Yeah,
What
I was
is
like,
it when,
I don't think so.
not anorexic, but it's another word. What is it when like you can eat and eat and eat, but you stay not ADHD, but you stay skinny?
It's having the metabolism. Their metabolism being extremely, extremely high. I don't know if that's what you're looking for. Rabies? Rabies does that?
Does rabies make them?
Yeah, but rabies, you wouldn't be seeing these animals just strictly at nighttime. Or it would be if an animal has rabies and it is a nocturnal animal, they also are throughout the day.
Yeah, especially like raccoons.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I don't. It who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it has mange and rabies.
Maybe it's got worms, mange, rabies.
It has tapeworm in its belly. It can't just stop eating.
Yeah, that worm's eating all of its food.
Yeah. So the next video we're going to be... Oh, no. I have to add this one real quick because I only did the Hellhound ones. Just 1 second here. It just takes me 2 seconds to pull up the video. I was trying to have them pulled up
on Amazon,
so that way I didn't have ads like through the videos that we were going to watch, but obviously that didn't happen. Okay, so the next one that we're going to watch is just a modern mystery regarding the chupacabras. Belle is a chupacabra. No, she is not. She is called... What the fuck is she? Chihuahua. That's far from a chupacabra.
She's a teacup chupacabra.
Yeah, my mom has my dog Belle, and she's very, very similar to the dog that you had, the little one.
Buttercup.
Yeah, Buttercup. But she has like so many different dog in her. Like she has Shih Tzu. There's I don't remember all of them, but she's like this tiny little thing. Like she weighs like less than 5 pounds, and she thinks that she's like the biggest one out of the bunch. It's so funny.
Always the small dogs that are brave.
Yeah, my Belle is best friends with my mom's what is it? A French Mastiff. I think that's what she
those
has.
Are big.
It's huge, and they're best friends. So this little thing and this huge ass dog are like best friends.
Well, that was like our husky and that little thing. Like, yeah. Our husky and her would play, and she would chase after our husky and bite her feet and like grab onto her leg, and our husky would turn around and just nudge her with her nose and push her across the floor, and she'd run back and grab onto her leg.
It's funny because when they open the bigger dogs open up their mouth, there's not really much biting down. It's just like them going. Okay, so we're gonna go on to our next video.
Yeah, gosh, come on.
Ugh, I know. What the hell are we doing? I'm gonna turn this up.
Say a military experiment. It's also been called a dinosaur, a humanoid, a robot, and even the devil itself. Earning its name from its favorite prey, the goat sucker, El Chupacabras, stalks the countryside and cities alike. Chupacabras are a popular folk legend, but not everyone knows there are two different versions
it's
of the
fake.
monster. Reports of El Chupacabras occur
I've never
everywhere
seen
from
wings
Puerto
on them
Rico,
until
where
I've
it
started
actually
looking into
originated,
this. Like,
to
some
Maine.
people think
When everyone
they
is
have
sighted or
wings.
found dead,
Well, the
the
Jersey
international
Devil has
press
wings.
latches onto the
That's
story
probably
with
the
the same
difference where it's getting
intensity as the
confused.
bloodsucker itself. Some
Or
believe it
it's
is a
said
freak
that
of
the Jersey
nature.
Devil has wings.
Others are convinced it was a culmination of mass hysteria. But it's said to be a monster that doesn't normally hunt humans. So why are we so afraid of it? I'm Dr. Emily Zarka, and this is Monstrum. The first reports of El Chupacabras are actually relatively recent as monsters go. It's not your typical classic monster, this one is modern. They first appeared in 1995 in the Puerto Rican town of Canovanas. There were reports of the deaths of dozens of farm animals whose blood had apparently been sucked dry by small perforations in the neck and abdomen. It caused immediate panic. No animal was safe. Ducks, rabbits, chickens, pigs, and yes, goats were all said to have been killed by a grotesque creature. In Puerto Rico, chupacabras are said to be 3 to 5 feet tall, with wings like a bat, fangs, a hunched back, large black or red eyes, and covered with either scales or quills. Some reports include tiny
Looks like a
arms and the
snake.
ability
No,
to
this
jump
is not.
great
Nope.
distances.
Yeah, no.
Others claim it has spikes along its back
That's like a
and
goblin.
a long tongue.
Yeah.
For the residents of Canovanas in 1995, this terrifying monster was a real threat.
See,
Their
alien.
livestock were dying, and people were so scared that guards were positioned to protect what animals were left, children were escorted to school, and some families even abandoned their homes. As local and national papers picked up the story, reports increased across the island. By April 1996, more than 2,000 animals had fallen victim to El Chupacabras. At different times, Puerto Rico housed U.S. military personnel. This includes Fort Buchanan, located less than 40 minutes from Canovanas. Rumors swirled that El Chupacabras was an escaped military experiment. This is where things get more interesting and political. Mayor Jose Ramon Quimo Soto, who was up for re-election in 1996, decided to take matters into his own hands and protect the people and animals of his town with a safari. In October 1995, Soto organized 200 people, including armed cops, and set out to catch the monster. Dude literally dragged a goat around in a cage and carried a large crucifix. The press dubbed him Chemo Jones. Soto also loved to give interviews, and when the international English-speaking press
That's how they
heard of the
caught T-Rexes.
chupacabras in late 1995, his quotes appeared in the Washington Post, the New York Times, and this fun one. Soto wasn't the only politician to address El Chupacabras. The Puerto Rican government decided to step in. They were not only concerned for their people and their livelihoods, they also recognized the negative impact the monster could have on tourism. Biologists were brought in to find the scientific explanation for the attacks. Theories ranged
like Mars.
widely. Some think it was caused by bats driven by drought to seek new food sources. Others say roving packs of wild dogs, or even escaped rhesus monkeys that had been imported for scientific testing. One zoologist believed the majority of the attacks were caused by a spike in the mongoose population. Don't let their cuteness fool you, those things are nuts.
Planet of the
Fun
Apes.
fact, even though Puerto Ricans are citizens of the United States and must obey all of its laws, they don't have the right to vote in the presidential
I've
election.
seen that.
They're asked to obey federal laws, but have little power to change them. Technically, Puerto Rico is a commonwealth of the United States, so Puerto Ricans, at least based on their lack of voting rights, are outsiders in their own country. Which just seems crazy to me. What is this, Victorian England? Despite all of this, or perhaps because of it, El Chupacabras became a pop culture phenomenon. For some Puerto Ricans, the monster became an anti-hero, a monstrous symbol for their own otherness in relation to the
I love
United
that
States. By the end of 1995, thousands of shirts were printed with illustrations of chupacabras. It inspired 3 songs and a cocktail. In the early 2000s,
Where was I when
a
they made
different
these?
kind of chupacabra emerged. Reports from
Oh, wait, I was
Mexico and the
4.
southwestern United States described El Chupacabras as a hairless, gaunt animal walking on 4 legs, a vast departure from
That's
the
creepy.
original Puerto Rican monster. Unlike the Puerto Rican version, actual corpses have
See,
been
that's
found.
more of what I think they look
Upon
like.
examination, these
Similar,
canine-looking
not
creatures
quite
always turn out
told,
to be
you know,
coyotes,
but-
dogs, or raccoons with genetic abnormalities or victims of mange. An animal infected with mange has severe itching and hair loss. Some even have self-inflicted wounds from scratching and chewing. In advanced cases, the skin of the animal will become thicker and darker in color, and their body may be emaciated. All of these symptoms can explain the Chupacabra's appearance. Because this Chupacabra is based on real-world animals, it carries less cultural significance than its Puerto Rican cousin. The unique political status of Puerto Rico helped to shape the El Chupacabra's myth. It became a symbol of cultural otherness, and the mystery surrounding its origin emphasized how those in power can control information. One thing both myths have in common is that real animals are actually dying. For farmers and rural citizens, the threat to their livelihoods is a huge, very real problem. Monster mythologies are typically thought of as ancient tales told long ago, but El Chupacabras shows us that these stories can arise today. They highlight our fascination with trying to explain the unexplained and allow us to tell our cultural histories by merging fact and fiction. I can't help but wonder, what form will the Chupacabras take next? Thanks for watching Monstrum. Have you ever seen El Chupacabras? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe.
I'll wait till the video's over.
Go right ahead.
You know how they say, like, with vampires, where if you get bit but they don't kill you, then you turn into a vampire?
Yeah.
Well, what if these are dogs that vampire bats fed on, and it was contagious, and they turned into vampire dogs?
Very, very well, a big possibility. So we do currently have a poll up. What do you think a Chupacabra is? Do you think it's a coyote that has mange? A Chupacabra, duh. An alien pet or something we don't know? I don't know why it said don't know as the last one. Just disregard that. Go ahead and vote to see what it is. By far the most plausible explanation. What Stevie said about it being bit by a vampire bat? So now we're going to get into where they believe this started. So there are cases that go hundreds and hundreds of years from back, but it really started the big Chupacabra phase after Madeline Tolentino. I don't know how to pronounce her name at all.
I think it's Madeline Tolentino.
Tolentino? Thank you, Steve.
I think so.
I appreciate.
That's how I read it anyway.
She said that she saw something strange in Puerto Rico. She said that it was about 3 to 5 feet high. It had spikes going down its back and either had black or red eyes. She said that when she saw it for a few minutes and then it just hurried off really quickly into the woods. At this point, they say that it created the Chupacabra. And she also described that it had, this is weird, she described it to have 3 fingers, it had gray skin, and it skipped like the kangaroo. So that's kind of what we were discussing before. But the Chupacabra that she saw didn't have a tail at all. So the local, maybe it was you, it was dubbed in the local newspaper as El Chupacabras. So,
honey, she kept calling it the El Chupacabra. That just means the Chupacabra.
Yeah.
She stuttered in 2 different languages.
Yeah. Skipped like a kangaroo? Holy crap, that's frightening as hell. What if it's a kangaroo of the Americas? Nobody thought of it that way. What if it's not like a normal kangaroo that you see in Australia, but it's
because everything is scarier in America,
right? What kind of creepy effed up critters? Exactly. Now, his name is Benjamin Radford. He is a paranormal investigator that he states that he can put the Chupacabra to rest. After 5 years of searching, he states that he uncovered the roots of the urban legend. He states that most people assume the story goes back hundreds of years, but he believes that it, happened 26 years ago when Madeline stated that she saw it. It only dates back, to 1995, so that's 26 years. How old were we then? Because you and I are the same age. We were what, 4?
6 years ago. You said 26 years ago?
Yeah.
Or 26. 5 years. We were 5 years old.
5
I
years
had
old.
to count on my fingers.
I'm bad with math. He says that he finds her story way too detailed, like suspiciously detailed, to the point where maybe she is making it up in her mind, or her mind's making it up.
But if you see something so clearly, then you would be able to give a lot of detail because you saw it.
That's true. That's
Usually,
very
if you can't fill in the blanks and it seems like you only know some of the facts, that's when I would think, okay, you're making it up.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't think that she's a liar or a hoax, but she is confusing something that she saw in a movie, maybe, and what she actually saw in real life. So he doesn't think that she's lying to be like this big famous person or anything like that, but he thinks that maybe she's getting it mixed up, so to speak.
Maybe.
I'm sure she
saw what this is.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. So, some scientists believe that the Chupacabra sightings are more of a coyote or a raccoon that completely has mange and is infested. So, if you don't know what mange is, it's mites that feed on the body and can cause animals to lose their hair. I don't think it's a raccoon, because a raccoon is a lot tinier than what we've been seeing, and I don't necessarily think that's... I would lean more towards the coyotes stage, or it's an animal we don't really know. Huh?
I was like, maybe an oversized fox.
That's very true. Yeah. Whether you believe in the blood-sucking Chupacabra or think it's just mange, you have to admit that these sightings are terrifying for people. And if you came across these creatures, how would you feel? Like...
I peed my pants.
Yeah, you are the one that lives on 6 acres of land. You would be able to see one of these over me.
Like, it's a Chupacabra, duh.
Yeah. Holy crap, a flying fox. We saw it. I know. Do you hear him, Mom? He's crying in the background. He's been cranky. He was up all night last night.
I'm sure you can hear ours in the background crying, too.
So she has a little girl. She, 8 months now?
She'll be 8 months on the 2nd.
Yep. And little Zai will be 4 months and on the 11th. So just like a few weeks after her. Chance asked me if that was Ryan crying. No, that was not Ryan crying. That is his spawn.
He got put in timeout, you know?
Told him that he was a bad boy and that he needed to go to his room. Now he's crying in the room. So, the next thing that we're going to talk about is Hellhounds. This is super, super interesting. I found this more interesting than Chupacabras, to be honest. So, the Hellhounds are a supernatural dog that in Greek, English, and American native folklore that originates from the underworld, other known as hell. These supernatural dogs occur in mythologies all over the world. So it's not just in one specific culture. And it's said to be seen specifically, several times throughout history. The Hellhounds are not specific to any one place, but they are associated with graveyards or the underworld. So anything bad happening, so to speak.
Yes.
So this is my favorite. Look how freaking cute this Hellhound puppy is. He is so cute. I would love him, and I would take him home with me and build him a room that he could not burn down.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, look at those paws. He'd burn your house down in a heartbeat.
He would. He would definitely burn down the house. Now, the Hellhound puppies are born into litters of between 2 to 8. The newborn puppies are about 1/6 of the size of the adults.
That's small.
Mommy says they need end up at my house. Hell no. What? What does that mean? What are you talking about? So they slowly start to grow into adult form within a year to a year and a half. So kind of like similar like normal dogs. I mean, normal dogs take a little bit longer, I think, to grow, right? Like to their full form.
I think it's within the first 2 years they're full grown.
Yeah. So they say about a year to a year and a half it takes. Also,
they're cute as puppies, but then they grow into something evil and it's not so cute no more.
My mom says no. Then the dog will end up at my house. Hell no. Thank you for the raid, Young Gun. I appreciate it. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, Young Gun.
So it states that the Hellhound puppies, they don't have as bad of a bite as their parents until they start getting around that year mark. Viper with the raid. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So they slowly start to grow, but when they're small, they're little balls of energy. So they are just like normal puppies in the fact of they get into mischief.
I don't know, from what I've seen, they have just as much energy as adults too.
Yeah. They are said to be very innocent at this age, so they are most friendly towards strangers at this time. They also get attracted and lovey towards specific people that give them attention. That is what is said. Now, as they get older, they say that hellhounds are to be black as coal and smell like burning brimstone or sulfur smoke. They tend to leave behind burnt areas wherever they go and breathe scorching hot fire. Ooh. They tend to also
That's
have...
what I saw that one night.
Huh?
I said, that's what I saw that one night. Look, kind of like that.
Yeah. We're going to have to get your story in a few minutes. Their other features include red or yellow glowing eyes, razor sharp teeth, foul odors, they stink, ghostly characteristics, so kind of like what this picture is, like where it like looks like it's fading off, and they have super speed and super strength. Most pictures show that hellhounds are evil and vicious, but this is not necessarily true. Now, they do not have to be looking scary or evil. There are dogs out there, the hellhounds, I should say, that are out there that look like just normal dogs. They can also shapeshift into different animals. I don't know if you heard that, where they can, and it's English folklore that they said that they can appear as a headless old lady, a white cat or a rabbit, or just a regular black dog. So they do have they do have shape shifting abilities. What were you gonna say?
I've heard where they've appeared as like horses and donkeys too, but I don't remember what country it was in. But there was one where it was like they would come out at night, but they looked like smaller versions of like horses and donkeys.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one. That's cool though. I'm sure that it is different in certain areas. What I think they do is they shapeshift to what is around that area, so to speak. They look like normal dogs with pure black fur at times, but the difference is that some people say that they could be anywhere between 2 to 4.5 feet, like that big. And others have said that they have ranged from the size of a mastiff, so like the dog my mom has, versus a small horse size. So, I mean, if they could shapeshift into something, that sounds like accurate to me. I I guess it really depends on the different legends that you really look into, is based off of what they think this animal can change into, or the size, or what they've seen. Wouldn't you agree?
I think so.
So do you want to tell them about your story?
I mean, it's a short story, but back when I lived up in Colorado, me and my husband were still dating at the time, and figuring things out. And we had gotten into a pretty bad argument one night, and I was one of those stubborn people that if he tried to leave, I was gonna follow him. He wasn't gonna leave without me. So he went outside and I went outside, and we were arguing in the middle of the street out there in the middle of the night. And I happened to look behind him, and like there was just enough light from the street light, and this big like black dog looked like it was on stilts, like big old tall dog with it looked kind of like it had like a mane going down its back, and it walked across the street with like red eyes, disappeared behind a car, and then it like vanished. And it went from me and him yelling at each other to, okay, can we go inside now?
Yeah.
Like, I kid you not, I changed from yelling at him to, okay, can we please go inside? And he even decided, he went to go look, and he's like, there's nothing there. I said, I swear to God, a freaking big old dog walked across the street, looked at us, and disappeared.
This is later on in the information that I have, but I think it's a good time to bring it up now, that they say that they don't necessarily mean when you see them that it could be leading towards death. So, yes, some legends say, oh, if you see them, you're going to die right away. Then others legends say, oh, if you see them 3 times, you're going to die. And then there's other...
That's the one I've heard.
Yeah, there's other ones where it's... There's been cases that they have been seen in occurrences that could have prevented harm. So, for example, there was a lady that was going to get raped in a alleyway, and this creature came up and scared the dude off and then walked away. So there are occurrences where they say that they are protectors.
More like a guardian.
Yes, that they can be evil guardians. Now,
well, see. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
I'll say that might make sense considering when the house I grew up in, I constantly saw a black dog walking down the hallway, and it would always disappear into the laundry room, and it scared me every time.
Mm-hmm.
And going up and down the stairs, I swear there was something that would follow me, so I would run full speed up and down the stairs and turn around real fast because felt like I was being followed.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I think that there could be... I guess it's just really which folklore that you follow, where your beliefs go.
Yeah.
We'll get into it a little bit more later because I don't want to get too much into what we're going to talk about already. Because we can go into it a lot more in more detail. Yeah, Thank you for the follow, Basketball Stars 022. I appreciate your follow. So, hellhounds are considered to be found in packs as small as a pair, all the way up to 20. The largest and strongest become the leaders, of course. And then the competitors they kind of like normal dogs, right? They end up being pushed out of the pack and then building their own pack.
That's what a Chupacabra looks like with hair.
So the best way that I would describe this, Stevie, is that it's like me. I'm gonna come in and sweep you off your feet, and Dave is gonna be pushed to build another pack. What do you think?
I think that is a perfect plan. I'll be waiting at the door.
Dave, hear me. He'll start saying some shit.
He's helping with homework right now.
Yeah. Good thing he can't hear me.
Yeah, good thing. Someone will tattle on this though.
Yeah, someone will. So these territories are somewhere between 5 to 14 miles around. So like each direction. So here is their den, and then it goes outwards all the way around. So sometimes the territories overlap in a sense. So this is where you see or hear about other hellhounds fighting each other or whatever. But one thing is, they do not hunt like normal dogs. They don't howl when hunting. They're quiet. They stalk their prey and surround them in a ring. They target normally the weakest type of prey, and they slowly surround them and refuse to retreat. So
I had a nightmare like that once.
Really?
Yeah.
Your nightmares, we could have a whole fucking show on all the nightmares that you have. Like, it's every night, almost.
Yeah, they've kind of become normal where I don't wake up anymore because now I just want to see what happens.
You need to start making a dream book. You can sell it and make millions. There you go. There you go.
Buy my dream journal.
You know, we were talking earlier about how you can find something that you are good at, so that way you can quit your job. Just go ahead and write a book. You'll make millions. All the shit that you come up with. So the next video that we're going to be watching is based off of Destination America. They created this video, and they're going to review the Hellhounds caught on tape. So we can discuss this after and see how you guys feel. So let's go ahead. Thank you for the gift, Maddie. I appreciate it.
We're in Pike County, Kentucky, with an eyewitness named Drew, who apparently has a video.
It says
of what
do not
he thinks
attempt
is
at the beginning. I'm gonna go try.
It's a canine,
right?
Approximately 400 to 500 pounds, 7 feet long.
I bet you I could do it better.
It's been spotted at a lot of farms around here.
Like I said, I heard that sound. This is as far as I was willing to go.
That's like an oversized badger.
You definitely had fear in your heart.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a wolf or like a hellhound.
Damn.
Or hellhound.
He was
What the
right
fuck?
there.
That's right.
You was close.
Yeah, you're right
You're
on top
damn
of
one
it.
lucky damn man.
I think it's big.
Son of a bitch. You see that, Huck?
Hell yeah, I've
See, it looks like a
I want to take a
wolf.
closer
Wolves
look at
have
that.
those humps
When
on
he
their
came out of
backs.
that building, his back was
Some of them.
right at that
Yeah, I actually have been face to face with a black wolf before.
Really?
I'm impressed. This thing is
But
huge.
it was domesticated,
will hit me
but they
right
made me
here,
nervous
and
because they
it's
said
7 foot
don't
long.
make any sudden
This thing is
movements.
unreal.
It
And
came out right
that
about
made me
here.
nervous because it became
Right
face
by
to
the pump,
face,
and
and I was
just
trying
right
not
in
to look.
between these trees here and right down the hill.
Right through there. That's where he went. That's
Yes,
exactly
sir.
right. Let's get a measurement there, Jeff.
Yep. I got 49 inches, Trapper.
Yeah.
That's pretty big backbone.
There's where he was, right there. He was that.
Yeah.
He was that tall when he came through here.
So he's about 4 foot to the shoulders, the top of the shoulders.
That's exactly what.
That's what she
What we
said.
figured he was.
Yeah, and he was, here, Buck, grab the end of that and hold it over there for me because he was down past that tree when he broke loose there. Okay, give me a good measurement down there, Bubba.
Is that about right, Trapper, do you think?
Yeah, I think
Trapper
you're
and
about right
Bubba.
there.
7.5
If
feet.
you're brave enough to punch it in the face, then
Just
you know, cheers to
exactly
you.
what Jeff's research is telling us.
I need Viper around.
Headed right down towards my farm.
So Viper, I'm
My
going
cornfields are right down there, and
to
beyond that,
employ
my
you
wife and
when we
kid.
start going
In
off
and
and
around your
doing some crazy
cornfields,
shit where
Maybe a great place for Willie
we
to
decide
set
to
a
go to
trap.
places that are haunted
guys
and
wanna set up the
everything. Because
trap
I
down
need you
there,
to
that's
punch
more than welcome, 'cause
ghosts
I don't
and
want
stuff in the
that
face
anywhere
for
near
me.
my farm.
Okay, thank
I
you.
want,
I
I
had
want to
just
see Viper
left
punch
a really
Bigfoot.
toxic relationship. I didn't like myself, and I was just kind of at my breaking point. I ran a
An ad. That was it.
Oh,
So they were pretty much just going over the size after seeing it.
Bigfoot.
We're not gonna watch that. No, we can't.
Not on this one anyway.
No. Don't. YouTube, come on now. So, as we stated before, most hellhounds are considered bad omen. What do you think? Like,
Well, there's different kinds of hellhounds, so I think there are some that are associated with evil omens, and then I think maybe there's some that are more of trying to keep you out of hell.
I'll be designated goat puncher. Oh, ghost. Oh my gosh.
I think that one looks like something off Resident Evil. Like, that's like one of them zombie dogs.
I love those movies. That does look like one of those zombie dogs. Wow, I never even thought of that before. Do you think what he saw in that video was considered just a big oversized wolf, or do you think that was a hellhound?
Well, see, it might have been considered more of one of those guardian hellhounds because, I mean, they are out in the middle of the woods in the middle of like nowhere. Because from what I've seen, the evil ones are the ones that are considered to drag you to hell, like if you see them 3 times or they're trying to like warn you. They're a little more aggressive from what I've seen and heard, where it won't just kind of look at you and walk away. It will like stand guard and kind of growl at you or stomp around and get your attention. Because of the fact that if it's going to drag you to hell, it's one of those like you have to see it and then it knows, okay, well you're dead.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So
He just calling down on us so that.
As we've been talking about, there are quite different folklore, or in the case that Stevie just said, there are different kinds. So hellhounds are feared because of legends of, that you see it leads to your death. Other legends state that it requires 3 sightings like we talked about before, and then you're cursed, and then it ends up killing you or dragging you to hell. This is why hellhounds are called the bearer of death. But English folklore calls their hellhounds the black shuck. Have you heard of that word before, Stevie? Or that terminology?
No, I haven't heard that one.
So it's said that there have been multiple accounts of them being hostile and by attacking churches or other religious grounds. There's stories that there's a story that it supposedly one attacked a church, killed 2 people, and caused the church steeple to literally fall into the roof of the church. But there's also reports that the Black Shuck saved rape victims, guided travelers through the night, keeping them out of harm's way.
Yeah, I've heard that one where they guard you through the night, but I haven't heard the ones in the churches or anything.
Yeah. Again,
I didn't think hellhounds could enter churches. Like, isn't that some kind of thing? Like, evil can't enter a church. Like, that's a safe haven.
That's what I thought. Like, you're not going to see any crazy shit in a church. But I don't know.
Sorry, I was muted. I was gonna say, I don't know, because I've also heard of, like, sometimes the crucifixes, if it's a strong enough evil spirit / hellhound, I guess it can make its way in there if it's stronger than what, I don't know if you call it a blessing or what do they call it when they bless it? I don't know. The protective circle that they have for like the spirit protection. I don't know the technical term.
You beg to differ? You beg to differ on what, Maddie? Hellhounds are often assigned to guard the world of the dead. So this is where you'll see that they're at the gates of hell and stuff like that. They also guard cemeteries and burial grounds as well. So they are assigned to protect these areas. They also take their duty. They also have other duties such as anything related to supernatural and or afterlife. I've seen some crazy shit in a church. Have you?
Isn't Cerberus the 3-headed dog that guards the underworld?
Yes. So he is a hellhound. That is where the whole thing of different hellhounds come about as well. There are hellhounds that have no heads at all, which is weird. I haven't heard of that until now. There's hellhounds that look just like a wolf, like these type of hellhounds right here, which are on screen. And then there are also ones that have multiple heads. So there are quite a bit different ways they describe them. And it's all based off of different folklore or different occurrences, or maybe like what we were talking about with the chupacabras, maybe there are different, like they're cousins of each other. Like, they're different types.
Yeah, I was sitting there wondering, I wonder how many different types there are.
Yeah.
Because I've heard of like the 3 of them that we've been talking about for sure, but I wonder if there's any others that we don't know about.
There kind of is, and we may go over that. So the next come on, let's do this. So I wanted to go ahead and show this next video, which is really freaking crazy. I don't want to get into too much detail and give it away. It's only a short video. It's only 3 minutes long, or sorry, 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes long, and it is detailed around the Hellhounds. So let's go ahead and watch this.
All right, it's a picture you really have to look at, and when you do, you'll notice something's just not normal. In fact, it might be paranormal.
Fox 31's Tammy Vigil got the photo from an Aurora couple, and she's here with how they say it changed their lives. Tammy?
Ron and Libby, they say the proof is in this picture. It may be hard to see. I mean, who would expect an evil spirit to show up at a wedding anniversary reception?
Aurora, Colorado.
Without fancy clothing and wedding cake. An Aurora man says it happened. We let you decide. Like the death of a season, Joe Martinez says drugs were killing his soul.
As I look at it, I carry it wherever I go.
Until an image within a picture saved his life.
I really thought it was Satan. I really thought, I said, man, you're really walking with Satan.
This picture was taken at his in-laws' anniversary 8 years ago.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing at a 50th wedding anniversary.
And it languished in a photo album until this year, when they finally noticed what lurked over Joe's left shoulder.
There's good and evil in life. There's the good on the right-hand side of me, and there's the evil on the left-hand side.
It looks like a dog, but Joe says
it was a demon.
That didn't look like a good evil.
Is interesting.
We showed the photo to Rocky Mountain Paranormal Research Society.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like a fucking dog that he used to have a long time ago that wanted to make them know, make him aware that he's still around.
He says he doesn't have enough evidence to make a determination.
I thought you were going to say it looked like it was a stuffed dog that he had in the background.
Says the picture looks authentic.
That's like a dopey dog.
Like it was double printed or spliced in any way. There's true grain. The grain is the same all throughout this photograph, so it's uniform.
I carry it wherever I go.
The Martinezes say they know the image.
I don't know. There's something that looks evil about that one, though.
Yeah, it does.
I told him, look,
its eyes are like,
you know, I can't.
Those are like those really wide eyes that like
Joe's recovery.
Like possessed dog.
Stay clean.
It's a reminder that the solemn season of his past is behind him.
I have to, because I got no other.
But where's the body?
Now, Joe says other portraits taken that night by other family members.
So that's crazy to me, because this is in the sense of where it's doing good and not evil. So he was going down a horrible path. He was, into drugs. And after seeing this, he ended up, going into a recovery because of it.
But is that necessarily the dog doing it then? Or is that just he saw it and maybe it scared him into changing his ways? Like maybe it's not protecting him. Maybe it was there to take him to hell, but then he changed his ways.
Yep. Maybe it goes into the threes that we've been talking about. 3 sightings. Maybe that was considered the first sighting. I don't know. It's crazy. It's definitely nuts, to say the least. So,
it's like 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah, right. So the next one we're going to talk about is the legend of the Cadejo. And it is popular in native... Huh?
I said, what'd you call me?
I didn't call you anything. I was calling it. So it's popular in Native America and Central America, Mexico, and parts of South America. It is said to be a spirit of a ghost that is represented with the appearance of a dog, which has red and sparkling eyes. There's 2 different kinds, a white one that represents good and a black one that represents evil.
Like yin and yang.
Yes. The legend is said that in the effort of God trying to protect us, he created a good spirit, which is represented by the white dog. However, Satan decided to also send a black dog, or a hellhound, to Earth to fight against the white dog. The purpose was to defeat God. How do you feel about that specific, legend?
My thought was, well, you know how they have like fallen angels that are supposedly they have a choice. They can become like the demons or, fix their ways or whatever.
Yeah.
If they get kicked out. I wonder if they have fallen pets too. Like, if we have if we have like guardian animals, or like some people, if you're depending on what your culture is, believe in spirit animals that like protect you. I wonder if that's tied into what like Satan and God is doing with like the animals that are showing up that can look evil or not.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just like they say you have the devil on one shoulder and you have the angel on the other shoulder telling you whether or not you should do good or bad. Like yin and yang in a sense. Like it all like, I know we're not talking about this right now for this podcast, but it all goes with all these different types of religions. There's good and there's fucking evil. So, there's, I don't know.
I think a lot of it could be guesses, or maybe it comes from experiences that people have had. Sorry, I was looking at Maddie's comment about who decides what they represent. I think it's kind of tied into the devil and God, but some people could have a good experience where some, like, say they were in a car accident or something happened and they lived and they had seen, say, like the white dog show up and they lived. Or,
I've heard of situations like that. Have you?
Yeah, or like, like if something bad is happening or about to happen, it's like if you hadn't seen what you saw, then maybe you wouldn't still be alive, or vice versa. If you see the evil spirit, it could be considered a warning, or things like that.
Most definitely. To be honest, Matt, I don't know exactly who comes up with this shit, but it makes sense, doesn't it? Like, there's always good with evil, and there's always evil, there's good somewhere. Like,
you can't have one without the other.
Yep, exactly. So, in Greek mythology, Hellhound is Cerberus, which is, who mentioned that earlier? Viper. You did.
Viper.
The three-headed protector of the underworld. So that's Greek mythology. That's where that comes into play. And another piece of English folklore is the Yelth Hound. It is a headless hound that will travel at night, and it wails to consider it a death omen. So that's where the evil comes. Huh?
So it's a banshee dog?
Pretty much. We're gonna actually watch another video. I like doing this because it brings up a bunch of different things and see where you guys can see where we get some of our research from. I want Cerberus as my pet. Well, that's very, very true. You can look at Harry Potter.
Maybe an outside pet.
Harry Potter had one, or not Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But in Harry Potter, yes.
All you got to do is play the harp.
Yep. And it would go shriek. And it would shriek all day long.
Can you imagine getting drooled on like that?
Oh, that reminds me. Okay, so as I stated before, my mom has this huge ass fucking dog, and I get so grossed out with drool. Now, when it comes to a baby, it's different. But if it's like dogs or like adults or stuff like that, like I'll start gagging. And he's come up to me before and drooled on me, and I was like having to like have somebody else clean that shit up because I can't deal with it. I could deal with poop, like with the babies. I could deal, like, snot is okay, but not this, dog drool. Ugh.
I think snot is worse. Like,
yeah. Maybe we should play the heart for Zai. Yeah, he needs some sleep. Hello there, young gun. How are you?
Well, that's how we used to get Eric to sleep. We always had to put on like Frozen or some kind of Disney movie that had music. And that was how she went to sleep. She had to have some kind of music playing in the background, or she would lay there and cry until we turned a movie on. And she doesn't watch it because the screen's not pointed towards the crib. But as long as she can hear it. Yeah. And she'll
We kind of do the same thing, and I'm surprised that it's not on right now. But I've listened to the same freaking song over and over and over again for the last freaking 4 months. Because
you need to get some new material.
Yes, I do. But it's gotten to the point where other people hear it, and sometimes like I'll have it going and people can hear it through my mic. Like when I'm either streaming or you guys are playing with me or something like that. Gabe did have that song. Zai, he is completely different than any of my other children. And the aspect, my second middle child, he was the best sleeper. Like 2 weeks after he was born, he was sleeping through the night. This one is giving me the worst time ever.
You need to get that melatonin baby bubble bath, the melatonin baby lotion, and then you need to put some extra rice in his bottle and make sure it's warmed up a little bit, and then prop it up in the crib while he's laying in the crib so he can fall asleep while he's eating.
So we actually just started rice cereal. We're going off topic, guys, and I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to say sorry. We just started rice cereal, but Ryan got a rice cereal that had probiotics in it, and probiotics don't do well with him because we've tried them before and he gets really cranky. And that is why we are dealing with this now, is because the fact that those probiotics messed with his tummy. So once we get that out of his system, he should go back to normal, because we have oatmeal that we give him as well.
Yeah, we use the rice, the multigrain, or the oatmeal.
Yeah, I've done. You know, he's only 3.5, almost 4 months old, and I've been giving him cereal for the past week. You know, I don't believe in these whole things of where, you have to wait to a specific age. No, you have to wait until the child is ready. You know, and it happens. It happens. So
yeah, Aerith was eating like 8 ounces at a time by the time she was about Z's age. So
really,
yeah. That's why we started mixing rice in with it.
Melatonin with melatonin filling and melatonin icing. Ew,
that's a lot. We need to give that to Dave.
Yeah, give that to Dave. Okay, so no,
Play the video.
Don't be so. Oh yeah, I forgot. We do have a video. I didn't even know who the fuck I was at. I'm sorry. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this video now.
Dog appeared straight from the gates of hell. The crazed hellhound chased the unfortunate congregation around the pews, savaging 2 of them to death. Then the beast ran off, only to pop up again 12 miles down the road at another church, where he killed some more people.
I love the fake screams.
So goes the tale of Black Shuck, the horrible hellhound of the eastern counties. But some spoilsports are unconvinced that the murdering mutt was 100% genuine devil dog.
What we're probably looking at in most of the hellhound legends is a rabid animal that did cause death, but the tale was exaggerated as time passed.
Rabies was a very real and present danger in the Middle Ages, and that, we thought, was that. But then we found these 2 lovely ladies, Christine and Hazel, who say they saw the ghostly Black Shuck himself 10 years ago while driving through a country lane.
We met Black Shuck.
No, I call that they were high on some bullshit.
To the
version.
Yes, they were high.
As we went through the small village of Baxton, we got to this top of a bend, and I suddenly looked up, and there was this dog like as if he was standing on his hind legs.
You see,
the first words
see how foggy it is in that car. They were definitely doing something.
And
they either have some engine trouble or they're smoking.
Yeah. Sort of a growling look, and eyes really red.
Christine said to me, "Did you see that?" And I said, "Well, yes, I see something red, but it just disappeared into thin air."
We laugh about it now, but when you really think about it, that was frightening at the time. I'm more or less drawing a rough sketch of what we see for the dog.
She saw something red.
Don't forget about the eyes, how red they were, and how they came out round, all the way round.
Yeah, that's
what bits coming out there.
Yeah, when I see the eyes, that didn't look like so much like a fire. Well, that did, I suppose, but that looked like a beam of a light, a torch beam.
Thank you for the
Really
raid,
weird.
George's hot sauce. I appreciate it. Thank you
great.
so much. How are you guys doing?
Maybe that was their warning because they were smoking in the car.
Is that what I thought it was? Did they draw a specific body part on that fucking thing?
And that's battle check.
That looks
Bro,
like
you
very
could have left
bad
that
tool.
shit out.
Look, it had the Voldemort symbol on its forehead.
My whole life, I had a whopping 235 pounds
Oh,
when
shit.
our first.
They could have left that shit out. They didn't have to draw that shit. It was a boy. Yes, it was.
I think they were making assumptions that hellhounds are all guy dogs. You know, hellhound, you don't think of a female being a hellhound.
How sexist. I'm just kidding. I did get your raid. Thank you so much, George. I appreciate it.
Maybe the boys are called hellhounds and the women are called hell bitches.
That's what we needed to call us from now on. We're not biatches anymore. We're hell biatches. But Dave will always be forever Captain Bitch.
I don't know. When I get hungry, I could be considered a hell to go. Nothing.
So there are many interpretations of the Hellhound. Whether it be a guide to guide travelers, protect people from dangerous occurrences, or hunting down and killing people. Regardless, they are scary to see. I don't care whether or not they came in as to warn me for something. I still think that it is crazy as all hell to be able to see.
I'll still pee my pants if I see one. So.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: did you pee yourself when you saw the one with Dave?
I think I got a little damp. Not gonna lie.
They just want cuddles. No, they don't.
No,
they do not want
You
cuddles.
know, it's funny because I did one of those little quizzes, and me being afraid of the wolves because of the dreams I've had and seeing the hellhounds and everything, it tried telling me that my spirit animal was a wolf, and of course the wolf it showed was a black wolf, and it continued to creep me out. Maybe I'm just the queen of hell, you know? Who knows?
Maybe you are. Maybe you're going to be Satan's wife one day. You're too nice to be Satan's wife.
I don't know. Mess with my kids and see what happens.
We all have that type of you mess with my children, you're gonna see a crazy version of me.
I will become a shapeshifter, I can tell you that.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna go into Be Right Back because I have to go use the restroom. I don't know if you want to.
Me too.
Yeah. Let's go and use the restroom real quick. We will be right back. Yeah.
The clock know that I am dangerous. You know very well that I am dangerous. The clock is ticking and you're still missing out on something. Just keep waiting. That's what they all said. Just sit back for it to end. That's not who I am. Waiting, doing nothing. You know me by now. I'm not the same as the rest. I'm no Superman. You should pick someone else since I am dangerous. I am too dangerous. You know that I am dangerous. You know very well that I am dangerous. Slipping, my hands stayed red. Just let them bleed. That's what they all said. Just sit back for it to end. That's not who I am. Waiting, doing nothing. You know me by now.
Okay, we're back. Sorry, we both have babies now. So Aerith is going to be Zion's future wife. We've already made this clear. Hold on one second. I need to bring back up my notes here. Here we go. Hi, beautiful girl. I want to thank Viper for the 2 gifted subs. It's greatly appreciated. And I appreciate you for the 110 biddies while we were gone. We are back now. Do you want to eat? I have a baba ready for you whenever you're ready. So we're going to go on. Look. It is definitely mom life here.
Right, mama, think alike. Aw.
So we're going to be talking about the Wendigo. The Wendigo is an evil spirit that devours mankind. It's a monster with some human characteristics and a relative of Bigfoot or wolves. Hello there, King Walrus. How are you doing today? And others may say that it's a spirit that has possessed a human being and made them become these ways. In return, it makes the human monstrous. Some people have described them as giants or at least larger than human beings. The Wendigo is described as being cannibalistic, how do I say that word? Malevolent?
Malevolent.
Malevolent. Yes. I can't speak. There are words that I just cannot say.
You can't spoken words?
Nope, I can't spoken words.
Okay, you're right.
We'll get into that. Wendigo is your obsession. I know. You really do care for that. You ever seen the movie The Ritual? You know, it's funny because Nines just told me that I needed to watch that movie. So, it's on my list of things to watch.
Aerith says no.
Huh?
Aerith shook her head no.
She's like, nope, we're not talking about this. Not going to talk about it. You're watching it now? So they're known as flesh eaters of the forests. So that's actually what they are called. This creature has been known by many Native Americans and said to reside in Minnesota, Northwoods, the forest of the Great Lakes region, and central regions of Canada. They are associated with winter, the the coldness, and starvation. So, definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. So, this is the Algonquin and... You want to try to see me?
Algonquin?
We said it before.
Algonquin? I think it's Algonquin.
Yeah. We said it before, and I can't, I try to, pronounce words to myself several times before doing any show, and it does not work. It does not work.
Well, the harder you try or the more you think about it, the less
Yes,
likely it's
and
to
I think
come out
that's what it is. So, their people describes the Wendigo as a giant with a heart of ice. Sometimes...
Time for sounding it out for us.
I have to go back and look real quick. Algonquin. Algonquin. It is baby hour, and they're both about to eat as well. Say hi, Mama. Say hi. Say I was in the background screaming and crying earlier, and then I fell asleep and woke up and was crying again. So, they say that it's thought that their entire body is made out of ice, and its body is skeletal and disformed with missing lips and toes.
It would suck to be missing my lip.
Yeah. You know, one thing is Dave would hate that for you to miss your lips as well. He wouldn't be able to kiss you anymore.
Yeah, good point.
Thank you, Dave, for the 100 biddies. I appreciate it. So the next, it's called Ojibwe. Ojibwe tribe described the Wendigo as it was a large creature as tall as a tree with lipless mouth and jagged teeth. Its breath was a strange hiss, and the footprints of them are full of blood. And it ate any man, woman, or child who ventured into its territory. And those who were lucky sometimes would get away, so to speak. The Wendigo chose to possess a person instead, and then the luckless individual became a Wendigo themselves, hunting down those he had once loved and feasting upon their flesh. So I'm kind of reading what they specifically stated, these tribes, and just imagine you get possessed by something and all of a sudden you're going after your family first. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So the Native American versions of these creatures spoke of a spirit over 15 feet tall that once was a human but now transformed into a creature by magic. They believe the Wendigo has glowing eyes, long yellow fangs, terrible claws, and overly long tongues. So that's weird in itself, just thinking of it. The creature is said to have several skills and powers, including stealth, and it's near perfect hunter. So it's a near nearly perfect hunter. It uses every inch of its territory and can control the weather through dark magic. They also portrayed as a simultaneously I can't fucking speak.
Simultaneously?
Yes, simultaneously emaciated from starvation. I can't talk. So, like we were talking earlier, Stevie, tell everyone what you believe. Holy crap, that was bright as hell. It's starting to get dark outside, so it's starting to get darker in the room.
Whereas, like, with how it became or what it does?
What it does. Why do you believe that it is the way that it is?
I'm not sure if I understand why it does it. It's just more of maybe at some point it became desperate enough, like it was stuck out in the woods and some unfortunate soul happened to come by and that happened to be the next meal and it was like a drug and maybe it got hooked. And I think because it's considered a sin to kill somebody, maybe the more they did it, the more like an evil spirit they became, more like possessed like.
Yeah. Thank you guys
Made it
for
more
the
of
biddies.
a gateway for something evil to manifest.
Oh, we have a hype train. We have a hype train.
Let's keep it going.
Keep it going. We love the hype trains. Right? Okay. So you guys are on this side of my screen. And he is watching you guys like a hawk. And he's watching specifically her. Viper, thank you so much for the 3,900 biddies. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Say, we appreciate it more than you even know. Oh my gosh, Viper! Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. You have no idea. We appreciate it. Right, Zai? Say thank you so much. Say
here we go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. We've completed level 3. Yay! He is just looking at her. That's all he cares about right now.
Look. Say hi. Look. Who is that? Who is that?
Oh my goodness, we're almost completed a level 5. That's crazy. I appreciate it, Vipe. I really do. You have no idea. So we're going to actually watch a video now that several different claim Wendigo sightings. Let's see what you guys think. Let's go.
Anne had been hearing some strange sounds coming from his property for a few months. Living miles away from the nearest town, he was used to the sounds of nature, but this was different. One night he decided to venture out and investigate the source of the noise with his camera.
Quite a bit. The heck is that? Oh my god!
Viper! Thank you so much for the 2,000
When he posted this online, he said that he was convinced that he got footage of an alien. But the online community of cryptid enthusiasts claimed that this creature seems to fit the description of a Wendigo. What do you think he saw that night? Was it an alien, Wendigo, or something else? Number 4.
Look, his head turns all the way around.
Yes,
in 2009, a video
almost like an
surfaced
owl
showing some
in a
people
sense.
camping in the woods.
I bet you it's an
One
alien.
Of the campers
It's an
seems
alien.
to be recording his friend. when
Thank you so
something
much
moves
for
in the
those
back,
biddies.
seemingly spying
I
on the campers.
appreciate you.
You've been sharpening for
These are just different species of aliens.
Yes.
Is what these creatures are.
All of them.
You hear something?
Besides Hellhounds.
Oh yeah.
Hello there,
Those are-
Twitch
After the
Asher. How are
creature
you
moves to the
doing
right,
today?
You can hear one of the campers say that he thought he heard a dog. Though what the cameraman caught was certainly not that. Some people say that this is yet more footage of a Wendigo, while others say that this was just a hoax. What do you think? Number 3, Quebec Wendigo. I couldn't find much information.
No,
on
that
the
looks
next
more
video,
like a
aside from the
skinwalker
fact that it
or
was filmed
like
in the woods
the Slender
outside
Man.
of Quebec, Canada. The video shows
Stevie,
yet
you have
another
to come
group
back
of people camping near
and
an abandoned
do the
house.
Skinwalker
when
one with
someone
me.
shouts
Have
that
you
they
heard of
saw something
Skinwalker
spying
Ranch?
on them.
I don't know.
I'll talk to you more about it later.
Okay.
They go to investigate, and what they call on camera is quick, but nonetheless pretty chilling.
You ready for your baba now?
Oh, shit.
You. As you can see, when he turns the corner, something seems to be peeking around before dashing away.
I call that one hoax.
They give chase, and as they turn to the left, whatever
I've seen
it was,
something like
is
that,
gone.
but I don't think it's a Wendigo.
Number 2, Juvenile Wendigo.
And that one could have been a person, but I've
next
seen
video
like
surfaced in
paranormal
the fall of
videos where that could have been
2017.
something else.
Yeah.
You can see a man filming himself riding his bike around
Now this
the
one,
gardens
I
of his
don't.
town.
I've seen this one, and
However,
I don't know
he
what
is
to
almost
think.
brought down by some creature that almost collides with him.
It made a weird
You can
sound
see that
too.
he is definitely startled, and when he turns around to see what almost hit him, it is gone. Some people say that this could just be an escaped monkey of some sort, while others say it could be a juvenile Wendigo. What do you think he almost hit?
Hand the video up a little bit.
Before we get to number 1, I'd just like to take a moment and ask, if you're enjoying the video, that you please give it a like. And if you would like to see
I
more
don't.
videos
Again,
like this,
from what I've heard and what a Wendigo sounds like, it doesn't look like a Wendigo. That looks like something else.
Yeah, and it said that they wear or they have horns? Like, I didn't see
Yeah,
anything.
it's like a animal skull or something.
So they may like wear it, correct? It's
yeah,
not
see,
like
those look
in their
more like. Yeah, it's like they wear it. Like, one of the things I researched, it looked like it didn't start off with it. It ended up getting one later on down the road after it became more sinister. After it like started and it got worse and worse, then it became to change its appearance afterwards.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the raid, Mighty Ant. How are you doing today? I appreciate you. Yeah, so if it says that it is a it did say that it was a juvenile. So
Yeah, but
oh my gosh, there's a
from what I heard, they
mosquito.
start off looking human-like. So if it was a juvenile, you would think it would look more like a child, I would think, not something that was like burnt or Smeagol-like.
Yeah. Hello, Stu. How are you doing today?
See, it looks more like a goblin to me.
Yeah, most definitely.
Which that's another conversation too.
Yeah. So, the Wendigo is described as definitely not the largest or most muscular beast out there. It's often described as emaciated or abnormally thin or weak, especially because of the illness or lack of food. So, as we were talking earlier, Stevie, you kind of brought up the fact of how skinny and stuff it was, or skinny and fragile it was in a sense.
Yeah.
What do you think
not
it is?
tough
Do you
at
think
all.
it's like a type of what
I
do you
mean-
call it? Like a worm in them, or do you think it's just based off, like, what are your outlooks on it?
Oh, like you mean like tapeworm? Like it's not gaining weight? I don't know, because I keep trying not to go to other creatures. It looks like it could be a relative of like the Slender Man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because with it being tall and skinny and the body shapes that I've seen of it, it looks like it can be maybe a twist on the Slender Man, or just another one of those. But if it is eating as much as they say it's eating, then maybe it has a tapeworm that it got.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why else it wouldn't be gaining weight if it's eating as much as they say it eats.
Yeah, because it says that that's a lot. They say that is one of the biggest things, is that it's so hungry but doesn't gain weight.
Yes.
And it's
always
constantly eating, and it refers back to like a vampire in a sense, like, because vampires, I don't know if I said this earlier. I know I've said this earlier to you, but vampires are the same way in a sense of like when it's hungry, all it thinks about is food and going after what they need. But this particular beast or animal or monster, whatever you want to call it, it's never satisfies with the urges that it does have, which is crazy. And it's obsessed with hunting for new victims and is always hungry, like we've been talking about. So Wendigos do not emerge randomly or in a violent response. It's usually due to hunger that people are seeing them. We're going to go ahead and watch another video. And this one is the possible Wendigo scream. So we'll talk about, she's giving you a hard time. She's like, give me everything. We're going to watch it and let's see whether or not you guys think it's a Wendigo scream or not. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed.
That tree has a bunch. And then this log over here has a bunch. Take a walk over there. These look pretty big.
Good. You just keep trying to get the headphones.
Yeah, look how big that one is down there. It's got to be about 12 inches across. And this one looks like it has a bite out of it. And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh?
That sounds like a
I think
fucking
it's time to go.
like moose to me of some sort.
No, that's not what a moose sounds like.
What does that sound like? What you would think a Wendigo would sound like?
That sounds like a man dying.
I don't know. I don't think that was a Wendigo scream. I don't know what you guys think. Let me go ahead and put a poll up. Do you think
it wasn't an animal I've heard?
Yeah. Real Wendigo scream. Yes or no? Let's see what you guys think. Okay, I started the poll. I'm gonna say no. I don't know what you guys are gonna say. It sounded like what they sound like on the show Finding Bigfoot when they tried to do Bigfoot's calls. An X-wing.
Yes.
You think it is?
I'm gonna say that's the sound it makes right before it kills someone. That's the, oh, look, you saw me, you're dead. Like, you turn around and he's there. I think that's the noise that he makes as soon as you see him. And then then he hits you with an axe.
Yeah. So, this is Dr. What?
They said an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter. I said it is not.
She sounds like a Wendigo right now. That's what a Wendigo sounds like.
That's her native call.
Yeah. You think that's funny? He's laughing at me. So this is Dr. Jack D. Forbes, and he stated it uses a metaphor for the behaviors and attitudes central to patterns of social domination upon his people. So he writes, and I'm going to quote what he says, that the Wendigo is a Cree term which refers to cannibal, or more specifically to an evil person or spirit who terrorizes other creatures by means of terrible evil acts, including cannibalism. I have come to the conclusion that explorations are formed of, how do you explore? What is the
explorations?
Is that how you say it? Because I thought explorations were like when you explore something, but when you exploit, is that the terminology? Exploit.
I think so.
Exploitation. I don't freaking know. Hold on, let me go back to what I was reading. Thank you so much for the biddies, George. I appreciate it. So, hold on. Where was I at? Are forms of cannibalism, and in fact are precisely those forms of cannibalism which are most diabolical or evil. It should be understood that Wendigos do not eat other humans only as a symbolic sense. The death of tens of millions of Jews, slaves, etc. at the hands of Nazis, and deaths of tens of millions of black in slavery days, the death of up to 30 million or more Indians in the 1500s, the terrible short lifespans of Mexican Indian farm workers in the U.S. and Native Americans generally today, the high death rates in the early industrial centers among factory workers and so on, all clearly attest to the fact that the wealthy they exploit, literally consuming the lives of those that they exploit. So I would also confirm it truly and literally cannibalism, and that cannibalism accompanied by no spirituality, meaningful ceremonies or rituals. So that's what he states. Sorry, he's giving me a hard time. Yeah, that's what she said. Exploration. I think she was trying to. Yes, exploitation. I can't even say the fucking word still. Exploitation. Exploitation. There we go. I'm the worst with sounding out words. Like, I've said this before in another show. I literally took 3 years or 4 years of Spanish, and I still can't speak it. Like, I can't roll my R's or anything.
I took like 3 or 4 years of beginning Spanish, so I know a lot of words, but that's about it. And I know little phrases.
Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to actually be talking about Wendigo psychosis. And now, this is pretty cool. Stevie actually found this out. Do you kind of want to go over that a little bit? Because this was all you. You brought this to me.
Well, basically, what it's saying is it's basically like a mental illness where you start off, having small mental issues that, you would see. But if it's like it gets worse, where there's something that goes on that makes you either have the urge to want to become cannibalistic, or I think if I remember, it said something about seeing figures that you would believe to be cannibalistic. Mm-hmm. I can't remember that part if it's seeing the figures, but it did say you would start to gain the tendencies to want to become cannibalistic.
Yeah. So pretty much that says that it starts messing with your brain and gives you the urge to start feasting on humans' flesh. So it actually is a thing in early psychiatrists found. And they found the terminology in the Western medicine in the early 20th century. So psychiatrists refer it to the mental condition in which patients felt possessed by cannibalistic desires. So some believe that Wendigos technically are just humans that just have the urge to eat other humans. And this actually is, in psychiatry, a terminology. So, what do you think? Do you think the Wendigo is just like a human, or do you think it actually has something to do with like the spiritual aspect of everything?
I think it can be a little both. I think it is an actual creature that's out there, but I think that after people had learned about it, they've started using it as a term for other things as well. Kind of like us bitches. It's technically a female dog, but it became another word for other things. Mm-hmm. So I think it is a creature, but I think it's also used loosely to describe other things as well.
Yeah. I think there is so much so much area on the world that they haven't discovered. In the sense of every inch by inch have we checked. So I believe that there is things out there that we may not know 100% that are around, or are things that are created. I don't know. I just see.
I think it's kind of like the Bigfoot theory. It's, I think it's out there, but I
Not
guess
really
there's not
seen.
very many people to report sightings because with the Wendigo, if you see it, then you're probably going to be dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
okay, cool. I'll be there in about 48 hours. I'm so confused on what is being talked about.
he asked in Spanish, "Where's the bathroom?"
Oh.
So he responded, "It's down the hall to the right."
Oh. I like Stevie's put on that. Yeah, I do too. I do. Because they do that in other things with other things as well, where they say that something is one thing, and then it's used in another way for medical or mental illnesses or this or that. Like, this isn't the first thing that I've heard that, in that aspect. Well, we have 2 more videos, and then we're going to end our stream today. So let's go ahead and start the first video. So this one is the scariest sighting of 2021. Let's go ahead and
Wendigo
see.
sighting of 2021. A few days ago, a young man visited Lake Erie, built a campsite, and went to bed. He woke up to the smell of rot and saw a creature carrying what looked like a body standing just outside his campsite. He screamed and almost ran, but remembered that Wendigos are afraid of fire, so he tried to stay calm and made sure the fire stayed burning until morning. The fire kept him alive, and the Wendigo returned to the woods near the lake when the sun rose the next day. When he made it back home, no one believed what he saw, and they said he was lying. Do you believe that Wendigos really exist? This
See, I haven't heard that they're afraid of fire, though. I haven't heard that one.
The fucking internet went out. Could you see me now? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Right now it's playing it like a recording at the beginning of the stream. I don't know if I can get back to a live stream or I don't know how to get it to...
Hold on one second. Let me... It says we're live again, I think. Yeah, my internet just like shit it out.
I'm trying to see if I can get back to it. Because it doesn't show on mine that you're live.
Yeah, it says offline. Okay, I think it's now live. We'll see in just a sec.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to it, but it's not showing up under my live channels yet.
It says that it just went live, so it may take a couple minutes for it to hit the system.
Yeah, because I keep refreshing the screen to see if I can get it to pop back up for me to get back to it. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, my internet shitted out. I'm sorry, guys. Even though we're almost done.
Yeah, but we still got one more video.
I know. Are you ready?
Well, I'm still ready.
Okay, let's wait a couple minutes to make sure that people can get back in here, because I would hate to start the video.
Sounds good to me.
For some reason, my internet has been shitty lately, and I've never had internet issues until like with the past week or two, and we've just been dealing with bullshit with it.
Have we really been streaming for like 2 hours?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it, doesn't.
No. That's why I was like, are we seriously already almost done?
Yeah.
We need more videos.
Yeah. You're gonna definitely have to come back for a couple different ones. We can definitely do some more of these, because I love it. We vibe good together.
Yeah, we do.
I'm sorry, guys, if you're coming back in. Yeah, my internet took a shit for a couple minutes. It was mad at me.
That means your poll doesn't count. The answer is yes, it was a Wendigo.
Exactly. It didn't work. It didn't finish completely, so that means it was a Wendigo.
By default, I win.
Actually, no one.
Definitely wasn't a Wendigo.
You're right. That was the man that it was killing. That's what that was.
That was a long, loud scream, though. Most definitely.
But it like wasn't a howl and it wasn't a growl. So
it was a
I wonder what
scream.
Dr. Seuss would say.
Painful death. Yeah, most definitely.
There
okay.
is.
I'm gonna go ahead and show this last video.
Okay, it looks like everybody's back.
Yeah. Now please play, because I know that my computer just was...
Oh, cars! Stop!
Viewer discretion advised.
I can't even see anything. You gotta get the
Something that
flashlight
just
on.
may be disturbing.
Pizza.
They're gonna try
Shine the light
to
on
do
stuff. I
something
can't
there.
see anything. Not very illuminating. This is actually pretty cool.
Have you noticed that every time somebody tries to capture something, the
I can hear
video is fucking terrible and all over the place?
Anyone needs the bathroom?
Yeah, but they also said if there's something paranormal or like sinister, it messes with like
Stop it.
batteries
No
or
shattering
anything
of
like that
glass.
too, which makes it a little bit more difficult to capture.
Vibe.
Check the next room. The main living room. We didn't look in the back room. Are those clothes?
Oh,
Look,
they said the
is
end
that
of the
a
stream.
dress?
Let me hop in.
That's disgusting. Was that you?
Maybe I should have the sound off on this one.
I know, I'm
going
kind
to the jump scene entering.
Wait, the backyard. There's nothing. Wanna go back
I
to
haven't
some
seen
back?
this one full through.
What is it? Sounds like it's on the other side. No,
Like
where
they're
we
gonna
first
turn the
came
corner,
in.
it's gonna be right there.
This may very well be one of the videos that we saw.
Yeah, it's back there.
Before.
Shh. Turn the light off.
This would be a bad time for
Turn the light
David's
on.
bang.
Sounds like it's in the corner.
Shit! Which way's the exit? Which way's the exit?
Ooh! That's a goblin. That's an alien right there.
To be honest,
They need to point the camera behind them when they run. Look, it's an alien.
it looks like it's formed human. Like it's starting to like in a zombie.
But look at the teeth on it. Like,
I don't fucking know.
I wonder, because you know, you've heard of when people are raised by dogs, they start to gain like dog characteristics, right?
Oh my gosh, your husband,
So, like-
Mom. What is she doing on a video?
But like, you know how they have stories where there's kids that end up being raised by like wild packs of dogs, and so
Yeah.
they start getting dog characteristics and features.
Mhm.
Well, I wonder if a person was left long enough, depending on what it could have come across, maybe it caused the body to mutate and look like that to become something like a Wendigo or like a vampire.
That's very true. Because
I mean,
that
there's so
reminded
much-
me of a vampire that wasn't like tamed. So like not like the vampires that you see like in Twilight where they're like they talk to humans and they're normal.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those vampires that are like zombies in a sense where they're
Yes.
out of it and they're just out to seek for food.
Yeah. That one just looked like a possessed something.
It's the vampires from Blade 2. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys all being here. Oops, wrong one. We appreciate you guys all for being here. It was a fun show. Literally, we were talking while some of you guys were coming back, and it did not feel like we were here for 2 hours.
Ooh, I'm gonna send you one real quick.
Send me one what? Is it a video
It
we
looks
can
like
watch?
it. No, it's a picture real quick.
Okay.
It looks like a goblin.
A goblin.
It's a goblin.
You parked the car in the yard.
Tell me what you think when it's getting there.
Viper said time started over, so you got to go longer.
Oh, I can go into.
I mean,
many
we
more
can
creatures.
go ahead and watch some videos if you guys want to, and we can kind of react to some of them.
There you go. I sent you the goblin.
The goblin.
That's what it looks like they ran across. That's why I keep saying it's a goblin. The things that these people are seeing are not Wendigos, they're goblins.
Hold on one second. Let me add this image.
Enter viral for more paranormal videos.
So this is what Stevie just sent me. That's what she says that they look like. Look,
It's a goblin.
If they go longer, I might murder my kids.
Just shove one under the desk over here. I'll kick him every time he talks.
Well, we appreciate all you guys for coming and stopping in. And I want to thank you, Stevie, for coming on and sharing all your spookiness with me.
Of course, anytime.
We definitely have to figure out other shows that you can come on. And
I got some ideas.
Oh, we'll send them my way. Well, guys, we love you all. We're going to go ahead and raid out as well. So let me go ahead and see. Does anyone have any suggestions on who we should raid?
Let's see.
I see Zom Destroyer on. I see One-Eyed Monster.
One-Eyed only has one viewer. Let's raid him.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and raid One-Eyed. We will see you guys later. And, of course, Stevie's going to have to come back because this was fun. I loved it. It was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Bye now. And always, like we always say, stay spooky. Bye.
See you later.
Oh, shit. I forgot that I still have not created a ending screen for this one.
Make it the goblin.
Make it the goblin.
Or you should make it the guys running away from the goblin as your see you later.
Okay, guys, we love you. Stay spooky. Bye.
See you later.